A good cup of tea depends on a lot of factors, whether the water is boiling or merely hot, the amount of time the tea bag is steeped, the freshness of the milk, and sometimes even what the pot and the cup is made of. However, there's much more to a good cup of tea. Factors like the climate and the soil in which the tea is grown, the freshness of the leaves when it's picked, the quality of the manufacturing process, even the packaging, all contributes to that perfect cup of tea.
Bow is one of the few vertically integrated tea companies in the world, with a seamless line of operations from cultivation and processing to the packaging and marketing of its own premium tea brands. Being thus involved in every aspect of the business since the company's establishment in 1929, Bow has a deep and intimate knowledge of the industry. This expertise is what allows the company to provide and maintain the flavor and aroma of its distinctive teas. Like wine, the character of the tea is largely influenced by the environments in which it is grown. Hence, Cameron Highlands, Pahang, which is situated 5,000 feet above sea level, boasts a cool tropical climate, acidic soil, abundant rainfall, and hours of sunshine, is the ideal location for growing distinctive teas of unique character.
Here in the nursery is where it all begins. Bow takes cuttings from tea bush varieties that are particularly well adapted to the garden's singular environment. These cuttings are also selected for abundant yield, resistance to disease, and the number of plucking points. From the nursery, the bushes are transferred here. For the next 2 years, these bushes will be pruned and tended until they form a plucking table. When they reach the right height and maturity, these bushes will be plucked every 3 weeks when they flush. That means when new shoots grow. Traditionally, the tea-making process has been a time-consuming, labor-intensive effort, requiring hundreds of workers to harvest the rolling acres of the tea garden. But here at Bow, with years of innovation and research, mechanization has been included in the operations. The company has successfully conceived and developed ways to decrease harvesting and manufacturing time. This has decreased dependency on manual labor and increased productivity and yield.
Plucking in the Highland Gardens used to be done by hand. Today, workers use a two-man held machine which harvests the flush and collects it in the billowing bag attached.
In the evacuation of the plucked leaf from the field, zip wires are used in areas inaccessible to machines. On the steeper slopes, shears are used. In the lowlands of the Bukit Chiding Garden, where terrain has not limited the opportunity for mechanization, the company does its harvesting using 2 specially designed vehicular harvesters, which can pluck up to 9,000 kilograms of green leaf a day. This is compared to a traditional hand-plucking yield of only 25 kilograms. Fertilization at the Bow Gardens is done aerially with a small agricultural aircraft. This is a step that has also contributed significantly to labor efficiency within the company's operations. After the harvest, the day's yield is brought over to the processing factory. Each of Bow's tea gardens have a factory on site, and the short journey assures that the leaf is at its freshest possible when it goes through the manufacture process. In processing tea, there are 5 primary stages: withering, rolling, fermentation, drying, and sorting. Each stage is as critical as the other in producing the final flavor and aroma of the tea. Indeed, a small variation in fermenting time or drying temperatures will adversely affect the quality of the tea. Hence, the level of skill and care employed are major factors. Accordingly, Bow's factories utilize a combination of traditional methods and modern machinery in order to produce its distinctive teas. For instance, its Sungai Palas factory still uses principally the same machines to produce tea as it used when it first opened in the 1930s. This is so for one simple reason: they are still amongst the best to manufacture tea. At the same time, its Fairley factory is completely contemporary and employs up-to-date equipment in its processing. One of the most intriguing stages of tea processing is the tasting, which occurs at every major point along the tea production line. A taster is responsible for keeping tabs on the quality of the tea by examining its taste, appearance, and infusion in hot water.
It is my responsibility to ensure that all Bow products are of the highest consistency and quality. We achieve this by detailed evaluations of our teas, mainly on leaf, liquor, and infusion basis, in order to deliver the freshest cup of tea to all Bow customers.
Tea tasting is an art form. A Bow taster has years of experience and training behind his or her skill. Bow also does its own packaging. It has its own facility in Bukit Chiding, the company's lowland garden, which receives and packs made tea from the 3 other gardens. With the shortest journey from the tea bush to the factory, and from the factory to the pack, Bow tea is acknowledged as one of the freshest in the country. Thus, Bow considers the type of packaging used as highly crucial in order for the consumer to enjoy the distinctive flavor and aroma that comes from the freshness. Poor packaging exposes the tea to air, which will cause further oxidation, resulting in a flat, characterless cup of tea. Bow packaging is thus specifically designed to ensure optimum protection of the tea. From tea bush to teacup, each step is imperative to producing that distinct aroma and flavor of a cup of good Bow tea. And it is the expertise behind it, honed by decades of hands-on, in-depth experience, that makes the difference. Bow, the tea experts. Perfect.